Now the winds of change are starting to blow for Indian cricket team. The BCCI has started the process for what is being looked at by many as the change of guard in Indian cricket, which is expected to take place after the conclusion of the T20 World Cup. Now amidst the hustle and bustle of the Indian Premier League, the BCCI has invited applications for the position of head coach for the Indian men's cricket team. Rahul Dravid, who is the current coach of the Indian team, got a rare 6-month extension for the head coach, but after spending nearly 2 years and 6 months with the Indian team, Dravid will part ways with the team. Hi, I'm Nikhil Naz, and in today's edition of Lights, Camera and Cricket, we look at the top 5 contenders who could replace Rahul Dravid at the helm, after it was reported that Dravid himself wasn't too keen to continue in this job. Okay, let's start then. The front runner at this point seems to be Kiwi international and current coach of the Chennai Super Kings, Stephen Fleming. Fleming has been associated with the franchise since the inaugural edition of the IPL and is widely credited for the enormous success that CSK have achieved in the last 17 seasons. Now, as per reports, the BCCI has in fact already touched base with Fleming. Besides all that he has achieved with the franchise, his ability to deal with big players, create an environment that helps players enhance their skill sets, and most importantly, knowing how Indian cricket works are being looked at his biggest strength. Now, his biggest achievement, if you take a look at all the achievements that he's got, is taking CSK to 5 IPL titles after taking charge in 2009. While he started his coaching career at CSK, his success with the franchise also got him similar roles at CSK's sister franchise at Joburg Super Kings in the South Africa T20 League, at Texas Super Kings in the MLC. Fleming has also explored the Australian shores where he was coaching the Melbourne Stars. Now, while Fleming may be ahead of some of the other names that are doing the rounds, what could make or break the deal could be the fact that the BCCI is clear that it needs an all-format coach and not someone who's ready to just take up T20I duties. Now, going by reports, Fleming is understood to have already had a round of discussion with the higher-ups of the BCCI on the sidelines of the IPL. However, as CSK find themselves yet again on the cusp of playoff qualification, there seems to be no indication from either the franchise or Fleming wanting to end their association. Okay, now the other name making the noise is that of Gautam Gambhir, who you already know is working closely with the Kolkata Knight Riders in this season of the IPL. Having been away from the franchise for a considerable amount of time, Gambhir's return to the franchise has already had an instant impact. In his short span as head coach and mentor in the IPL, he's made a significant mark. The winner of the 2007 T20 World Cup and 2011 ODI World Cup played a key role in both the campaigns for the Indian team. Now, as captain of Knight Riders, he led them to 2 titles, first in 2012, then in 2014. His first coaching stint came about in the year 2022 when he took charge of LSG. With his sharp tactics and strategies, Gambhir ensured that the newly inducted side in the IPL made it to the playoffs in their first 2 seasons. He shifted back to KKR in 2024 and has already taken the team that finished 7th last year into the playoffs, making them the first team to do so this year.
Too many things on my plate at the moment. Haven't thought about it.
Okay, while his name is creating the buzz right now, it is worth noting that Gambhir has never before applied for the position after his retirement. The other thing with him also is that he is forthright and can be curt at times. Attributes that may not work in his favor, given the Indian team has more often than not preferred a coach that stays behind the scenes. Now, we've looked at 2 contenders. Let's now talk about the third candidate who has a very, very special connection with the Indian cricket team. We're talking about VVS Laxman. Although VVS is nowhere to be seen in the ongoing IPL because of his other commitments with the BCCI, his stature as a former India cricketer and understanding demeanour are qualities that are highly appreciated. Even when the BCCI was mulling Dravid's 6-month extension after the 2023 World Cup defeat, Laxman's name had popped up. The one thing that massively goes in the favour is the fact that he has been a stand-in coach for the Indian team on occasions when Dravid stepped aside due to personal reasons. Now, in India's last tour of Ireland, New Zealand and Zimbabwe, Laxman guided the Indian team to victories on all the frontiers. He also happens to be the current head of the National Cricket Academy, which gives him a closer look at some of India's best talents and understands what the BCCI vision of harnessing them is. In 2023, he also guided a young Indian team to the Asian Games gold medal, which was India's first goal in the Games. And lastly, Laxman played a vital hand as mentor at Sunrisers Hyderabad in their title-winning season of 2016.
I think for me, it's been an enjoyable ride so far. When I joined NCA, it was all about contributing back to Indian cricket, and this is an opportunity to spend time, sharing my knowledge and experience with the youngsters. Even though it's a short stint, I think it's a great opportunity for me to share my experiences with them.
Now, India's 2011 World Cup winning member Ashish Nehra is also garnering some attention as India look for their next head coach. Although he, like some of the others, has not had any association with the Indian team post-retirement or with any other overseas franchise, his stocks as coach have risen after he joined the Gujarat Titans as head coach. In what was the franchise's first season in the IPL, Nehra too has coached. The man led GT to the IPL title in the maiden season. When nobody gave GT a chance because of the novelty factor, Nehra, with no prior experience, turned several heads. He went a step further in terms of strengthening his coaching credentials when he again took GT to the finals, albeit they couldn't win in 2023. For his simple yet effective methods, Nehra has gotten a lot of adulation, although, he's been understated at times. Winning the title with GT in 2022 was no mean feat, as he was working alongside first-time captain in Hardik Pandya. Many are linking him to the Indian team right now, keeping in mind that Hardik could be the future leader of the Indian team. All of that then could come together. Former India player Harbhajan Singh had advocated that Nehra may be made coach a year ago.
If you don't want to remove Rahul from T20 format as a coach, yes, help him with someone who just recently retired. Someone like Ashish Nehra, who's got a great cricketing brain. Look what he's done there at Gujarat Titans, as a coach. And, I think there'll be something really good that will encourage a lot of the young guys, of course, that with the new kind of mindset what Ashish will bring into the team.
And the fifth and final candidate in the Royal Rumble is a certain Ricky Ponting. His name is being mentioned because of the fierce Aussie mentality, which many believe is the need of the hour, especially as India has struggled in crunch moments in recent ICC tournaments. As per reports, the three-time World Cup winner is the only other candidate that the BCCI has gotten in touch with as of now. The man does have an impressive resume and is known to understand the demands of coaching in the current times.
The art of coaching in the modern game is identifying what each player needs, and you can't train everyone the same, and you can't expect Corin Pollard to go to the nets and do one thing and AB de Villiers to go to the nets and do exactly the same thing either. So you have to work out what they want and what they need and try and facilitate that the best that you can as a coach.
Now, Ponting's biggest achievement as coach came with the Mumbai Indians. He was part of the backroom staff between 2014 to 16 and took the team to the title in 2015. While he did not taste the same amount of success in his 6-year stint with the Delhi Capitals, but he did guide them to the final in 2020 and followed it up with a playoff finish the subsequent year. Having worked with players like Rishabh and Shreyas Iyer, Ponting has already had a close look at some of the players who could be at the centre of Indian cricket in the future. So those were the 5 contenders as things stand for the big vacancy in Indian cricket right now. A robust procedure which includes presentations by the candidates and their interviews will follow after the May 27 deadline, after which we will know who takes charge as the head coach of the Indian team.